Hey yo, what's good reader fam? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been reading more than I have lately, and I hope that your room is much cleaner than mine currently is. Today I'm going to be sharing my opinions that nobody asked for. Me in every video I make. I'm that one friend that shares their opinion on everything even if they weren't asked. But you know what? It's my channel. I'll be opinionated if I want to. I went over to my Instagram at jessethereader and asked you guys to submit your favorite and least favorite book cover changes. And today I'm either going to be agreeing with you or disagreeing with you. There's going to be lots of arguments today. Not really. But like I said, I'm gonna be sharing my 2 cents like nobody asked for. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let's get it! I'm very bitter about the new covers for the Bone season. Here's the OG, here's the newbie. I don't hate the new book covers, but I prefer the old covers. When something isn't broken, you don't need to fix it. And I feel like that's the situation with this book series. The new covers feel like the original Bone season covers got together with the UK Mistborn trilogy covers, had babies, and these are what those babies look like. The product of a hybrid between covers. Let's be real, the only significant relation to the Mistborn trilogy covers is the white. It could have literally gotten together with any white cover out there, had babies, and this would have been the product. Mayonnaise! I just didn't want the book covers to have daddy issues, so I gave them a father. My most hated is Lux, and my most favorite is Shatter Me. This series has had several plastic surgery procedures. They started out looking like this, then they made an appointment with a surgeon and ended up looking like this, and then they weren't satisfied, so they went back and came out looking like this. You see, not to come in here with guns blazing, but blazing I will come, the Lux covers, in my opinion, have never been good. I think they did what they had to do at the time, and that is exist. This is a true case of a book does not have to have a good cover to be popular. Which, I mean, that's a good thing. You want the book on the inside to be good because that's the utmost important thing. So these books are meant to be YA, but the original covers, in my opinion, were kind of targeting adult romance readers. I'm sure you could find like 50 covers that look like these in the adult romance section. That is no shade, by the way, that is just facts. Those covers very much so have a type, and these books, in my opinion, fit into that type. Though I will say that these covers kind of have a level below in terms of steaminess. Adult romance book covers bring the steam to the cover parties. So from these covers we got this. They kind of moved away from that darker tone. We've got some lighter tones happening, but they definitely maintain a mysterious feeling, like why the heck is this guy upside down? Why did they turn the exposure up on the second book? Why are we only getting half their faces? Also, why are they nude? So much mystery, so many questions. I feel like the half-face book covers was like a trend that didn't really take off. I feel like these book covers are kind of a happy medium. They're not too romancy, not too YA-y. That's not a word. So then they were like, okay, let's give this one last shot, and we got these covers. Silhouettes in front of enchanting forests. I don't hate them, but they're not like the glow up of the century, if you ask me. I honestly really wonder, out of all the covers we've seen, which one has sold the most. Usually when books get cover changes, they're either not selling well, or they want to pull in a different audience, or it's for like a special edition or something, so I'm really curious to know which of these covers was most successful in terms of sales. This person also mentioned Shatter Me as their favorite series change, and I had so many people saying Shatter Me as their favorite as well. So this was the first cover of Shatter Me that we ever got, so we went from this to this. Now this is the glow up of the century. Book cover plastic surgery gone right. Will not be seen on Botched. Can I have a glow up like that? Because I'll take it. I will say that while I love the first 3 covers of the Shatter Me trilogy in their new form, I'm not the biggest fan of the continuation book covers. It almost feels like they got to these covers and they're like, what else could we possibly do to this eye? Also, how do we make them different enough so people don't think they're all the same book? And this is what they could come up with. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not my favorite. Like, I much prefer the original trilogy. Sound off in the comments if you have any feelings on this. The new Heroes of Olympus covers are a real downgrade. I actually haven't seen the covers for these, so this is going to be a full-on reaction here. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. So here are the OGs and here are the newbies. I don't hate the new ones. I've seen worse, that's for sure. And it's not making my eyes bleed, so that's a good sign. But the OG was fine, so I don't know why we needed this. I guess I feel like these new ones kind of more so fit with the Read, Write, Orden imprint aesthetic. Because all the Read, Write, Orden imprint covers kind of have a specific feel to them. So potentially that could be the reason for these new covers. They kind of want like a uniform aesthetic. They wanted to make them look related, and this is their way of saying that these books are all siblings. One big bookish family. I initially thought that these would look like the new Percy Jackson covers, but nope. So I'm kind of indifferent on this one. While I don't hate them, I also have no desire to pick up a second copy of these books because of these covers, if you catch what I'm dropping there. Most hated, Rubble of the Sands. Here's the OG and here's the newbies. I could see why people wouldn't love this change because the original is beautiful. Like, look at that detail on that cover. Like, she is a beauty queen. I can only guess that this change happened during the time when it was popular to have a bad A looking character on the front cover, which which I think that's still somewhat of a cover trend. I don't hate it though. I love seeing powerful women on book covers. Give me more of that. They can slice me in half if they want to, sure, as long as they put me back together again and ensure that my heart's still beating. Most hated, the Winner's Curse. Ah yes, the ever so controversial Winner's Curse book cover changes. Oh man, that was a time on Twitter. Here are the OGs and here are the newbies. I believe these book covers got a change right before the last book cover came out. Like originally they weren't going to release the last cover in this style, they were just going to hop on over to these new covers. And Twitter literally raged enough to the point where they got them to keep the original style for the last book. Sometimes it scares me how powerful Twitter is. You see, I like the new covers, but I understand why they don't work. I've never read the trilogy, but I remember people being like, this new character on these covers does not do a good job of selling the type of character that you get with this story. These new covers kind of give off the vibe that it's about this hardcore character, when in reality the story is about kind of a character who struggles being hardcore, I believe. I could be off, but that's what I remember. These covers are kind of trying to be something that they're not. I think a lot of the rage came from the fact that these covers resemble a really popular YA series. I'm sure you can guess what it is I'm referring to. If not, I'll tell it to you straight. Throne of Glass. I mean, that's some heavy inspiration. The Hunger Games. For the most part, the Hunger Games have stuck with the OG covers, but there have been some new additions that have come since these covers. We've had the shiny ones in gold, blue, and red, which these ones weren't bad. In fact, I was drawn to these covers initially. I didn't pick them up, but I really like the shininess. Give me shininess on a book cover and my eyes will be drawn to it. I like things that shine. But then, we got these neon grossness book covers that I honestly feel insulted by. How did we go from simple yet powerful to an 80s disaster? This did not need to happen. It's not the fact that the colors don't work together. They work together, it's fine. But it just in no way, shape, or form works for these covers. Colors like these do not come to mind when I think about the Hunger Games. The An Ember in the Ashes cover change will forever upset me. Here's the OG and here's the newbies. I might be of the unpopular opinion on these ones. Oh, look at me, I'm so quirky and different and love things that most people don't. But I love the new ones so much more than the old ones. I'm not even huge on characters being on covers, but the OG covers for these are so boring in my opinion. It's just like font and a textured wall. The new ones aren't even ones that I'm normally drawn to. Like, I like really intricate designs, really interesting fonts and whatnot. Give me those intricate designs and I'll give you all my money. But I love these so much. I love the characters on the front. I love the colors being used. I love the white backgrounds. Like, these just work for me. I'm on board this cover style train and I'm not getting off, and you can't force me off. I'ma ride it into the sun. Most hated, I have lost my way. I haven't read this book, so I know nothing about it, but this is the OG cover. And you know what it honestly looks like to me? You know when you put Skittles in water and the color on them kind of starts to dissolve? That's what this looks like. I don't think that that's what it's supposed to look like. I think that it's actually supposed to be like footprints or something, but all I see when I look at this is Skittle water. I also really wonder why the O is white on this, whereas the rest of the color on the title font is different. Is there a reason for this? Or am I just reading too much into this like I do with everything in life? My overthinking side is showing. So then we have this new cover, which I actually like so much more than this old cover. It looks less like Skittle water and more so like a child found his mom's yarn and just went to town with it. The O is the same color as the rest of the letters on this, which tells me I was reading too much into this O. So bottom line is, I prefer this new cover much more. The more I look at this cover though, the more it reminds me of another cover. I think it's A World Without You by Beth Revis maybe? It's got kind of that yarn style on it. They're definitely very different though. Are yarn covers gonna be a new trend? Cop that yarn cover, designers. I'm calling it now, yarn is the trend of all trends. It's coming for you. Watch out, art supply stores, we're coming for your yarn. Most hated, The Sky Is Everywhere. This one had a few cover changes. We went from this one that had like a rose heart petal on it, how romantic, to this girl resting on a bed being overtaken by vines. I haven't read this book yet, but I really wonder how accurate this cover is. Like, is this story about a girl being kidnapped by nature? Then we have this cover, which is actually my favorite, I think. I like the colorful rain vibe and I like the typography. I haven't read this book, so it's hard to know which one fits the story best. I don't really hate any of them though. I'm not a hater. I am kind of weirded out by the Vine Girl cover, I will admit. Also, all these covers are so like wildly different from each other. It confuses me, like what is this story even about? The Diviners. Quite literally the most controversial cover change in YA history, the Diviners. This is the OG, which I originally had the OG, but then I ended up getting rid of it because I was literally only keeping it because of the cover alone. Like I was never getting myself to pick it up, so I was like, I need to pass it along to somebody else who's actually gonna read it and enjoy it. So we went from this gloriousness gloriousness to this, and then from this to this. The first cover is superior to all the other covers, there's no doubt about that. And I do like the style of this one, but how do you go from this gloriousness to this? You can't start with this and then go to this, like that's a glow down. I honestly wish book Twitter was stronger at the point of this cover change, because I really feel like they could have cut them to change them back to the originals. What a shame. My favorite is the Harry Potter editions with Hogwarts on the spine. They're referring to these new covers. These are the old covers, obviously, classics. This is definitely my favorite Harry Potter repackage, I will say that. They're so magical and the spines are just chef's kiss. But no matter how many cover changes we get, I will always gravitate towards the originals because they're just so beautiful and nostalgic and wonderful. I also really like the ones that Brian Selznick did. They're like the most recent repackage of Harry Potter that we've gotten, I think. They're super intricate and detailed, but they have spoilers all over them. I love the Mortal Instruments cover changes. Same, I am with you. I know that a lot of people do not like the new covers for the Mortal Instruments, but I love them so much more than the OGs. Here are the newbies, here are the OGs. We went from that awkward stage in middle school to making it out of puberty. We have blossomed into a beautiful butterfly at this point. Dislike Me, Earl and the Dying Girl, like Anna and the French Kiss. This is the OG Me, Earl and the Dying Girl cover, and this is the new one. I actually don't mind the new Earl cover. It is kind of intense, like it's hello, yellow, but I'm not mad at it. I like it. I'll always love the original cover most though. It's pretty iconic and it brings me back to OG BookTube days because that's when it started blowing up. As for the Anna and the French Kiss cover, here's the OG, here's the new cover. It quite literally got the upgrade it deserved. This again goes to show that a popular book doesn't necessarily have to have the best cover. This book blew up because of the story itself. I loved the Carry On paperback cover. Here's the OG cover, here's the newbie. I personally love both covers. I love how simple this one is, but I also love getting to see the characters on this cover, and I really like this art style. Though I will say that I don't feel like their age on this book cover matches up with their actual ages in the book. This is like college age Simon and Baz. Then we got the Wayward Son cover and we're like jumping to mid-20s or something. Unpopular opinion, but I like the new Percy Jackson covers. We've got the OG and we've got the newbies. This is another situation where it's like the OG covers are just super nostalgic and I will always prefer them, but I do like these new covers quite a bit, and I like that when you line the books up they kind of create a bigger image, even though I doubt most people line them up on their shelves like that. Not super practical, but I respect them for trying something new. I love the new Artemis Fowl covers. Got the OG and we've got the newbies. Not to be the person that judges books by their covers, he says as he makes a video solely about book covers, but the new covers for this series absolutely sold me on wanting to pick up this series. Like, I love the new ones for whatever reason. I don't even really know why. They're not like wildly different from the original, but I just love the new covers for some reason. I've yet to pick up the books because I've been practicing self-control lately. I know, who am I? But when I do pick them up, the new covers will be to blame for it. They're just heightened versions of the originals, but heightened enough to get me intrigued. Should I read them? Let me know in the comments. Royals to Prince Charming. This literally got a facelift and a name change, like a completely different identity. It became something new. I really don't like the original cover. It reminds me so much of just like Sharpay from High School Musical. It feels very outdated, like very 2006. So they really brought this cover to the present day with this cover change, and I'm all about it. So those are all my opinions that you guys didn't ask for. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that I poured some sass into your life that you didn't need. You guys should let me know down below in the comments a cover change that you love and a cover change that devastated you, that ruined your life, that made you so sad. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright and that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye-oh!